The Red Line at Stuttgart, a Stuttgart PERSEC holiday incident. Welcome to our Stuttgart community messaging platform called the OPSEC Minute Extended. On Mondays, we hope to continue using this space in both text and posted YouTube videos to share both a little OPSEC, or Operation Security Wisdom, along with an occasional Marvel team-up bridge that ties into other regulatory security disciplines and policies that our leadership and the Department of Army embrace. As for the posted video, we realize reading a page of dialogue is not everyone's cup of tea. As an alternative, please feel free to subscribe and check out the video of this and other OPSEC Minute Extended stories on our YouTube Secure Narrative channel. Simply click the link and let it play in the background as you tackle your morning routine and backlog of email. All right, sit back and enjoy today's Secure Narrative. Preamble. In the Army, the line between duty and personal life is thin. The responsibility of the PERSEC program is not just to protect information, it is to protect people. When the line is crossed, the consequences can be dire, but in the end, it is the choice to take responsibility, to own the mistake, and to learn from it. That's what defines the difference between a soldier and a leader. Prologue. A holiday of crossed wires. In the heart of the European continent, where the hum of the military and the chatter of holiday markets blend into a familiar rhythm, the United States Army garrison, USAG, in Stuttgart, Germany, is preparing for the most anticipated time of the year, the Christmas season. The air is thick with the scent of gingerbread and the sound of laughter, as soldiers and civilians alike prepare for the annual Christmas Eve parade, the annual Festivus event, and the chance to reconnect with family and friends. But beneath the surface of this festive cheer lies a different kind of holiday, one of vigilance, precision, and the ever-present threat of human error. This is the time when the Army's Personnel Security PERSEC program is put to the test. It's the time when the lines between duty and personal life blur, and the consequences of a single misstep can be as dangerous as a bullet. It's the time when the Army's Operation Security, OPSEC, protocols are not just rules, but lifelines, and when the line between the professional and the personal is as thin as the snow on the ground. And so, the story begins. Act 1. The Perfect Storm. Jesse Thompson, a Department of Army civilian, DAC, assigned to the USAG Stuttgart's Personnel Security, PERSEC division, had always been the kind of person who thrived in the chaos of military life. A former intelligence analyst with a background in cybersecurity, Jesse had spent the last 5 years at USAG Stuttgart, where he had become a fixture in the daily rhythm of the garrison, a world of forms, fingerprints, and fragile trust. His days were spent in the dim light of the PERSEC office, poring over personnel files, cross-referencing data, and ensuring that the Army's most sensitive information remained protected. Across the hallway, Mr. Alonzo Edwards, the command security manager, was finishing his day. A former CID investigator with a reputation for calm under pressure, Edwards had seen enough mistakes to know that no risk didn't exist. He often told Jesse, "Security isn't about paranoia, son. It's about awareness. The moment you stop questioning the routine, you invite the storm." That storm arrived one snowy Tuesday. A local contractor's file, an innocuous LNSP package, had triggered an error flag. Jesse, exhausted and rushing to clear his queue before the holiday stand-down, had clicked Approve without cross-checking a data code. It seemed minor, until it wasn't. Act 2. The Unseen Threat Serious. By Thursday morning, anomalies rippled through the system. A new contractor, Marcus Burg, appeared on a cleared roster, but his vetting record was incomplete. When Mr. James J.B. Brooks, the garrison's OPSEC officer, dropped by Jesse's desk with his usual grin and a donut box, he noticed the glitch immediately. "Hey, Jess, this guy Burg, ring any bells? His file reads like Swiss cheese." J.B. Brooks was the kind of man who could make a security briefing sound like stand-up comedy. A former PSYOP specialist turned OPSEC educator, he was famous for his YouTube training vignettes, a mix of Army acronyms and punchlines that made people actually remember the lessons. Together, Jesse and JB started tracing the data trail. Edwards, upon hearing of the anomaly, joined them in the secure facility. He didn't raise his voice, he didn't have to. The temperature in the room seemed to drop 10 degrees when he asked, "Where did this file originate?" Jesse's heart sank when the audit log revealed his initials on the approval chain. That's when the dots connected. Marcus Burg wasn't just a contractor. He'd been flagged in a previous investigation for association with a foreign intelligence-linked shell company. The problem wasn't that Burg got in. It was that the system said he belonged there. Shortly thereafter, a series of strange events began to unfold. A soldier reported a suspicious individual loitering near the perimeter. A civilian reported a strange smell coming from the mess hall. And then, a routine personnel check revealed a discrepancy in the records of a new contractor. Jesse, ever the skeptic, took the report seriously. He knew the Army's PERSEC program was about more than just paperwork. It was about people. And people, he had learned, could be the most dangerous thing of all. Act 3. The Convergence. Warren. As the trio dug deeper, they discovered something chilling. Someone had exploited a procedural blind spot, the same one Jesse's fatigue had triggered. The misfiled entry allowed Burg access to base facilities ahead of full adjudication. When Eric Mountain, the grizzled DES physical security chief, entered the investigation, tension spiked. Mountain had his own ghosts, a previous assignment marred by a similar error. He saw in Jesse both the reflection of his past and the chance to fix it. Meanwhile, Mr. Alonzo Edwards pulled back the curtain on something bigger. The Command Security Office had recently been monitoring an uptick in hostile cyber-probing activity targeting personnel databases. The Burg case, it seemed, might not have been random. J.B. Brooks tried to cut the tension with humor. "Well, gentlemen, either this is an accident, or Santa's got a mole." No one laughed. As the Christmas Eve Frosty Fest neared, the team had to decide: make the recommendation to leadership to expose the breach publicly and risk panic, or contain it quietly and hope their precautions held. Act 4. The Frosty Fest Incident. The night of the festival was electric. Families filled the plaza, the brass band played, and Colonel Edward Sanford smiled from the stage. Snow dusted the air like confetti. Behind the scenes, Jesse, Edwards, Brooks, and Mountain watched from the Emergency Operations Center, eyes locked on surveillance feeds. Edwards gave the quiet order: "If anything moves out of pattern, we lock it down." Then it happened. A lone figure sprinted toward the gate in the glare of the headlights. Marcus Burg. Security forces responded instantly. The Overwatch barrier deployed with a hydraulic hiss. A single warning shot echoed through the winter air. Silence fell. Children clutched their parents. The intruder was subdued by host nation police within seconds, shouting incoherently about exposure and false files. Edward's jaw clenched. He wasn't trying to get in, he murmured. He was trying to get out. Jesse realized, too late, that Burg had discovered his own vetting error, a bureaucratic ghost that painted him as something he wasn't. Jesse's mistake had nearly cost a man his freedom, or worse, his life. Jesse knew that the Army's PERSEC program was not just about protecting information. It was about protecting people, and in this case, the people were the ones who had been most affected. Act 5. The Red Line. Seumas. Jesse stepped forward, owning his role in the chain of errors. His written statement to Colonel Sanford didn't deflect or excuse, it explained. He described the fatigue, the assumptions, the thin line between efficiency and negligence. Rather than reprimand him, Sanford turned to Edwards and Brooks. Together, the three men created a new cross-discipline initiative, the Red Line Review, a quarterly audit of all PERSEC and OPSEC overlaps designed to find the weak links before they found them. J.B. Brooks even turned the ordeal into an OPSEC minute special titled The Red Line at Stuttgart, When a Click Becomes a Crisis, complete with humor, lessons, and a cameo from Jesse himself. When it premiered on the Secure Narrative channel, it wasn't just training, it was truth wrapped in humility. Epilogue. The Lesson in the Light. The garrison was shaken, but it was also united. The incident had been a wake-up call, a reminder that even in the most mundane of tasks, the consequences could be life-changing. Jesse was given a chance to redeem himself, and he did. He took the lead in strengthening the garrison's PERSEC program, ensuring that the lessons of the incident were not forgotten. Weeks later, as fresh snow blanketed Kelly Barracks, Jesse sat at his desk again, a new mug in hand, this one reading, "Verify before you trust." Across from him, J.B. Brooks dropped off a new storyboard draft for next week's OPSEC video. Thinking of calling it The File That Stole Christmas, too soon? Alonzo Edwards, overhearing, gave a rare smirk. Just make sure they remember the point, J.B. Humor fades, discipline doesn't. Jesse looked up from his monitor, eyes catching the reflection of the Christmas lights outside. The line between vigilance and complacency was as thin as ever, but this time he saw it clearly. And so, the story of Stuttgart's Red Line became more than a lesson. It became a legacy. Thank you for sticking around as we continue testing the boundaries of an extended storyboard. Think of it as security training with a plot twist, and a fresh way to both educate our team and connect with our military community. Subscribe to our Secure Narratives YouTube channel, hit us with a like, and watch our new updates. Also, if you have other suggestions or ideas, or are interested in a personalized name drop, or your work center's inclusion to our tales, don't hold back. Send a quick note or use the interactive customer evaluation system to share your thoughts. We're all ears and ready to make things even better. So, until next Mondays, OPSEC Minute Extended. Keep those comments coming, subscribe, and stay engaged.